and welcome if you're joining live to this morning's yoga strength class. It's really great to be with you here virtually and in this space of the Floating Lotus. So super grateful that we still have this chance to connect and move and find strength together. If you're joining later as well, welcome. In this practice this morning, if you have 2 blocks, you can grab these for support. It's totally not necessary. It's an option, an optional nice to have. And to get started, we're going to start in a seated position. And I like to use a block or a pillow or a bolster underneath my hips to help elevate my hips above my knees. So I'll just give you a moment or two to find your apparatus, help you find a comfortable seated position, because we're going to start in just a few moments of seated stillness together. All right. So wherever you've landed, whatever you're using underneath your hips, if anything at all, if sitting upright isn't very accessible for you this morning, please do take the option to lay down flat on your back. And before we go ahead and close down the eyes, I want you just to take a moment to absorb your personal surroundings. So just take a look around the room that you're in, the space that you find yourself in. And just for a few moments, take a look with fresh eyes. So maybe notice something in this space that you haven't noticed before. Just looking around without any observation or judgment, just pure awareness and acceptance for this place that you find yourself this morning. Beautiful. And then from here, you can go ahead and close down your eyes. So you can turn the attention from outward to inward. And this morning, let's take the palms face down on the top of the knees. I want you to sit up nice and tall, like there is a straight line between the tip of the tailbone and the crown of the head. So you might want to tuck the chin slightly. And then to arrive together in this practice, let's take 3 cleansing breaths. So we'll inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Again, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it go through the mouth. One more like this, deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Now turn to your nostril breathing. In through the nose and out through the nose. Okay, just taking these few moments of stillness just to appreciate and notice internally where you're at. So it might help to do a really quick scan through the body. You can start at the base where you feel your knees and your feet connected to the mat. Feel your hips connected to your prop or pressed against the ground. Let your awareness slowly but smoothly travel up through your physical space, so you can come up through the torso, through the abdomen. Wrap around the awareness through the lower back, up the back and through the shoulders. Let your awareness travel all the way from the shoulders down the arms to the hands. And then draw it back up towards the chest, the neck, the chin, the face, and your head. And then up in the head region, just notice whether you're holding any tension, any unnecessary tension through your head or your face. So you might try and soften the space around the eyes. Let the eyes be heavy. Notice what's going on with your jaw. Can you bring a little gap between your teeth? Release the jaw, let the tongue and the mouth be heavy. Releasing any unnecessary tension through the neck and through the shoulders. And if it helps to do this, you can just take an inhale and squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears. And then as you exhale, draw the shoulders down and away. If that felt good, let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, squeeze the shoulders towards the ears. And exhale to draw the shoulders back, down. 1 more time. And then before we get up and really move our bodies, just take a moment of real, sincere honesty with yourself in where you're at, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally this morning. Again, with no judgment. Pure acceptance. If you're anything like me in this time, you might oscillate between feeling very calm and peaceful in a space in your home and being with family and a very close unit. And then that might oscillate into extreme cabin fever or high anxiety. So I personally have found the best way to move and navigate through this time is to use my body, my physical home, as much as I can to eliminate any fears or feelings of cabin fever. So when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Bring the palms to your palms in front of your heart space. You can set an intention for your practice. And I'm going to give you the option to move pretty firmly, move your body in a strong way this morning, but there are always options to take a less strong approach. So just keep that in mind and move in alignment with where you're at today. Okay, together let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then release your hands. If you're sitting on a block, you can take your block or your cushion to the side. And I'm going to get you to make your way onto your hands and knees into a table pose. Okay, so setting up the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And if it helps, you can just pick up your hands, gently press them down, pick up your knees, let them fall underneath the hips. And just start to find your center of balance. On your next inhale, lower the belly towards the mat, reach the chest forward, tailbone towards the ceiling, top of the head up. And as you exhale, curl the tailbone down, press into the space between the shoulder blades, round into your angry cat pose. Flow a few more times like this. Lower the belly down, reach your chest forward, tailbone up, head up. And exhale to curl back. Take 2 more full rounds of your cat-cow, moving purely with your breath. Start to find a little bit of fluidity. One more full round. Beautiful. And then coming back to your neutral spine. So your neutral is not tilted up, not tilted down. It's halfway in between. From here, I'm going to get you to reach your right arm out nice and long in front. And then extend your left leg back. Point through the left toes. And I want you to imagine like you're in the middle of a tug of war. So your fingers are reaching forward. Your toes are reaching back. The hips and the shoulders are square to the mat. We're going to stay here. Reach, reach, reach with the fingers. Press back with the toes. For 2. And for 1. On the inhale, reach even further forward with the fingertips. Press back with the toes. And as you exhale, you can connect your right elbow with your left knee. And we'll flow through this 3 times. So inhale, reach the fingertips forward, the toes back. And as you exhale, squeeze elbow to knee. One more time to flow. Exhale, squeeze. Notice as you round up into between the spine and just hold here for 3. Squeeze the knee towards the chest for 2. Hold it here. And then release. Inhale, right arm forward, left arm back. And exhale, lower. Hand and knee to the mat. Coming to the other side, as you inhale, extend the left arm long, the right leg goes back. Suck your core in, so you're sucking the navel towards the spine, and then actively check that your hips and your shoulders are square to the mat so that you're not dumping into your left hip. And again, that feeling of being in the tug of war, so actively reach through the fingertips, press through the toes, and make that space between the index finger and your big toe as long as possible. We're going to hold it here. Reach forward for 3. For 2. Reach a little further for 1. Beautiful. And then as you inhale, reach, reach, reach. And the exhale connects the left elbow with the right knee. And flow 3 more times. Inhale, reach forward. And exhale, squeeze elbow to knee. 1 more time to flow. This time we'll hold it here. So squeeze the knee towards the chest and round the upper chest. We're going to hold it here for 2. And for 1, beautiful. Inhale, left arm forward, right leg back. And then exhale, release the hand, release the knees. Okay, good morning, everyone. From here, take the right hand as you inhale and reach it up and open. As you exhale, you'll send the right arm underneath the left. Reach underneath. Palm faces up and feel that stretch through the right shoulder. Now you can stay here, or with the left hand, you can walk that forward, out in front. Or if you want to go even deeper, you can take this left hand and wrap it behind you. Find the half bind, reaching for the right inner thigh. Three full rounds of breath here. Beautiful. On your next exhale, release your left hand underneath the left shoulder. And as you inhale, you're going to sweep the right arm out and open up towards the right. Twist the body. And let your exhale take your hand underneath the the right shoulder, come back to your table pose. Moving to the left side, let the inhale reach the left fingertips nice and high, open through the upper body. And then exhale, thread the needle, send the left arm underneath the right, left palm faces up. And again, choose your variation with your right arm. You can keep it here, or if you want to go a little deeper, you can walk your fingertips forward. Even more, you can take that right hand and reach it behind the back towards the left inner thigh. Again, your hips are square here. You're not dumping into the left hip. We're going to stay for 2 more full breaths. And on your next exhale, release the right hand underneath the right shoulder. On your inhale, you sweep the left arm up, twist open. And then exhale, release both hands. Okay, from here, finding your neutral spine again, and send your knees behind your hips, curl the toes. Tilt the tailbone up as you reach the chest forward, and on your exhale, press up and back to your downward facing dog. You can walk your doggy out by bending one knee and straightening the other. And then on the other side. And just do whatever you need for the next few moments to start to feel comfortable or to warm up the body through this position. And then finding a symmetrical point for your legs. Now your legs don't need to be straight. I actually like to keep a little bend through my knees in my downward dog because that helps me lift my hips high and helps me keep a really long spine. Okay, from here I want you to press firmly into your hands. Keep your hips high and start to tiptoe your feet towards your hands. Tiptoe all the way up the top of the mat. You can bend your knees whenever you need. When you reach the top of the mat, bring a really generous bend in the knees so that you can connect your ribs onto your thighs, and then let your body weight hang onto your legs. Let the neck be very long so the crown of the head is pressing towards the mat, and take opposite elbows for your ragdoll. You can just hang out here for a few breaths. If it feels nice, you can sway really gently from side to side. Maybe nod your head left and right. And then release your hands. Keep the bend into your knees and really slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll all the way up to standing. Slowly, 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 the head is last. And when you find yourself upright, you can bring a nice big roll into the shoulders. And then inhale, reach both arms up nice and wide beside you. Connect the palms together, the palms in prayer. From here, release the right arm down beside you and just bend towards the right. Left arm reaches overhead. And then as you inhale, reach the right arm up, come up through center. Release the left arm and take the bend to the other side. And then inhale, reach both arms up. Palms to your palms, and exhale, palms down the zip line of the body. If it feels okay, just for a moment, just close down your eyes, just for a breath, and come back to your intention. Meet yourself on your mat wherever you're at this morning. Beautiful yogis. Gently open the eyes. Release the hands. And let's start to move. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale as you bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale to straighten your legs, lengthen through the spine. Come up halfway with a long back, nice and flat. Exhale as you plant the palms and step back to your high plank. Inhale to draw your shoulders in front of the wrists and then lower your knees onto the mat. So you can untuck the toes and just take a look forward at the camera and see how in this position, even with the knees lowered, you can be very strong through the core. And the way that you do that is by actively bringing the shoulders forward in front of the wrists and sucking through the navel. When we come down through the modified chaturanga, I'm going to get you to bend your elbows, keep the elbows in towards the ribs and lower down to the mat. The first thing that will touch the mat is your belly, then your chest, and then your chin. Okay, press into the tops of the feet, activate the legs so the knees are off the mat, and as you inhale, lift the top part of the chest up to your baby cobra. And then exhale down. We're going to do this 2 more times to flow with the breath. So the inhale, you peel the chest up, lower ribs stay connected to the mat, the legs are active. Exhale down. 1 more time on the inhale, lift up. If you feel like you can do this already, just hover the hands off the mat. Feel the strength through the upper back. And exhale to lower down. From here, you'll make your way back to your downward facing dog. So you can press up to your table pose. And then exhale all the way back to your downward facing dog. Let's stay here for 3 breaths, okay? So for the first breath, take a look forward at your hands and just check the alignment of your hands. I like to have my middle index finger pointing straight ahead. I spread my fingers really nice and wide, and I gently rotate my weight towards my thumb and my forefinger. This hand position lets me traction into the hands, straighten through the elbows, and draw the shoulders down away from the ears. And then I actively bring a little baby bend into my knees, rotate my hips nice and high. I'm going to stay for 1 more full round of breath. On the inhale, lift your heels nice and high, gaze forward. Exhale as you bend your knees. Step your feet towards the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold forward. And then inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Palms connect to palms. And as you exhale, release your right arm down. Take the left arm overhead and reach towards the right side of the body. Inhale, come back up through center. Reach the right arm up, left arm down, and take the side bend. Inhale through center, reach both arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, high plank. Inhale, shoulders in front of the wrists. You can stay in your high plank and move through a full chaturanga if that's in your practice. If you're working towards that, you can follow me by lowering the knees down. As you inhale, ensure that the shoulders are in front of the wrists and the body is plank-like, like a core. And then as you exhale, the elbows come in. Firstly, the belly touches the mat, then the chest, then the chin. You'll inhale through your full up dog or your baby cobra. And then exhale, make your way back to your downward facing dog. Stay for a full breath here. And then as you inhale, lift your right leg high. Keep the heel towards the ceiling, toes towards the mat, and the hips are square. As you exhale, squeeze your knee towards your nose, round through the upper spine, and hold. Inhale, lift your right leg high, toes point towards the mat, hips square. Exhale, tiger curl, knee to nose. 1 more time, inhale. 3-legged dog, right leg high. And then exhale, squeeze the knee towards the nose, hover the knee, and then you'll lightly step the foot in between the hands, inch it up as much as you need so that the foot is at the top of the mat. Lower your left knee down. Keep the left toes tucked for balance, untucked for a little more challenge. And on your next inhale, you can reach both arms up overhead. Find your low crescent lunge. Okay, so just checking that the knee is above the ankle. Checking the tailbone is tucking down and the core is still engaged, even in this non-core pose. Fingertips face each other. Palms face each other and fingertips reach towards the ceiling. We'll stay here for one more breath. And then on the inhale, we'll reach the fingertips high. And on the exhale, you take your right arm beside you and take the left arm overhead. Side bend. Feel that lengthening through the left side of the body, but the body is still stable and strong. Beautiful, yogis. Inhale, reach both arms up. And then as you exhale, reach both fingertips forward and you can start to straighten through the front leg. This is where your blocks might come in handy. I'm not going to use them right now just for ease of flow. But I lift my right toes off the mat and come up onto the fingertips. Tuck my right hip back and I'm feeling a pretty strong opening through my right hamstring. Instead of rounding through the spine, see if you can reach the chest forward so that the spine is still protected and long. Let's stay here for 3. For 2, chest is open, spine is long. Tuck the right hip back. And for 1, okay, plant the right toes down and then walk your fingertips to frame the front foot. You can lift the back knee off the mat. And then it's almost like my ribs are glued to my thigh. Using my core, I pick up the right foot and then I send it back to a high plank. Okay, flow through your version of your vinyasa. I'm going to keep going with my knees down for a modified version, but full chaturanga and upward dog is a good option if that's in your practice. If you're following me, reach the shoulders in front of the wrists and then lower the knees towards the mat. Untuck the toes. As you exhale, elbows in, T-Rex arms, flow down, belly, chest and chin touch the mat. Press into the tops of the feet, activate the legs as you inhale to your baby cobra. And then exhale, curl the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Full round of breath. That's it, yogis. Nice and strong. On your next inhale, you'll lift your left heel towards the ceiling. Left toes point towards the mat, hips are square. On the exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine, tiger curl. Inhale, left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, squeeze knee towards nose, curl the upper back. One more time, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze, 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 round through the upper back, and then lightly step your foot in between the hands. Inch it up as much as you need. This time the right foot lowers, toes stay tucked or untucked depending on your level of balance this morning. And on the next inhale, you reach both arms up. Find your low crescent lunge. Okay, just check in here. Check in with the knee. The knee is above the ankle. Check in with the tailbone. The tailbone is pointing down and the core is sucked in. It's like I'm drawing up through the center line of the body. Arms reach up. Shoulders away from the ears. I'm not bunching up here. They're reaching down. Palms face each other. And I feel the strength of the low crescent lunge. On your next inhale, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling nice and high. And then as you exhale, take the left arm beside the body. The right arm reaches up overhead, and I come into my low lunge side bend. Beautiful, yogis, and reaching both arms up overhead. This time, as I exhale, I start to reach my arms forward and start to straighten through my left knee. The left toes come off the mat, and I tuck my left hip so it's in line with the right hip. Reach the chest forward and open. Beautiful. Let's stay here for 3. For 2. And for 1, plant the left foot down and walk your fingertips to frame the left foot. Lift the right knee off the mat. And again, like you're gluing your ribs to your thighs, press into your hands, use your core to send the left foot up and then back to your high plank. Inhale, shoulders forward, flow through your version of your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Okay, remembering at any point throughout the practice, if you want to skip out on the vinyasa and go straight to downward dog, that is a totally valid option. And if you want to take a few breaths down in your child's pose, that is also a very valid option. Beautiful. Stay in your downward dog for 1 more full round of breath. And then as you inhale, you can lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, seat the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, right arm down, take the bend, left arm reaches overhead, lengthen through the left side of the body. Inhale, both arms up, connect the palms for just a moment. As you exhale, left arm down, right arm reaches. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop back to your high plank. Inhale, shoulders in front of the wrists. Now this time, lower the knees for support or keep your knees lifted. As you exhale, I want you to keep your elbows in and come down just halfway. And then inhale, press up to your high plank. We're going to do that 2 more times. So as you exhale, you lower the elbows so they're 90 degrees. Elbows stay in. And exhale, lift up. 1 more time, bend. And press back up. And then curl the toes and send the hips up and back. Find your downward facing dog. Again, taking child's pose at any time. You need to rest the arms. On your next inhale, lift your right heel towards the ceiling, hips are square. Exhale as you squeeze your knee towards the nose, step the foot in between the hands. This time we're going to keep the back knee lifted, and as you inhale, reach the arms up, find your low crescent lunge. That's it. Again, you want the knee to be pressed above the ankle. Tuck the tailbone in. Reach the fingertips high towards the ceiling, and on the inhale, lift them even higher. And then on the exhale, you reach the right arm down. Take the left arm overhead, go for the side bend. Beautiful. 1 full cycle of breath here. And then the inhale, reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, reach the fingertips forward, draw the chest nice and long, start to straighten through the right leg. Again, blocks are a good option here. I'm going to go without and just reach my fingertips towards the mat. I can lift the right toes off the mat, come up to the heel. And again, tucking that right hip back so that it's in line with the left hip. I'm just going to stay for 2. And for 1, you're doing great, you guys. Plant your right foot down and then walk your right hands to frame the right foot. Again, gluing your ribs towards the thigh. Use your core to pick the right foot up and send it back to your high plank. Inhale, draw the shoulders in front of the wrists and find your version of your vinyasa, either lowering the knees or flowing through a full chaturanga into your up dog or baby cobra. And then exhaling back to your downward dog. All right, everyone, take a nice deep breath in here. And exhale, let it go. And then inhale, lift the heel towards the ceiling of the left leg lifts. And exhale, squeeze the left knee towards the nose and step the foot in between the hands, again inching it up as much as you need so that it's at the top of the mat. This time you keep the right knee up, press into the ball of the right big toe, the ball of the left big toe, and inhale, reach the arms up. Find your standing crescent lunge. Beautiful. Right angle at the left knee. Back leg is moving towards straight. Tuck the tailbone down, relax through the shoulders, fingertips pressed up nice and high. We're going to stay here for 2 more full cycles of breath. Find your stability, your center line, and your sturdiness here, your strength. And then on your next inhale, reach both fingertips towards the ceiling. As you exhale, left arm comes down, right arm reaches up overhead. Lengthen through the right side of the body. Beautiful, yogis. Inhale, both arms up nice and high. This time you simultaneously start to straighten the front leg and reach forward with the fingertips. Fold down, using blocks if they're there and you need them. Otherwise, coming up onto the left heel, tucking the left hip back, finding length through the spine. So when I'm not using blocks, I still come up onto the tops of my fingers. My hands don't need to be all the way to the mat. And I like to give myself this height so that I can lengthen through the spine instead of rounding through the lower back. Beautiful. Reach the chest forward. Let the exhale out. And then on your next inhale, sorry, my technology is not working again. Bend through the front knee. Plant the palms and glue the ribs to the thighs. Step back to your high plank. Optional vinyasa or find your downward facing dog. Take 3 full rounds of breath in your down dog. Two more cycles of your breath. And on your next inhale, you can lift the heels, bend the knees, gaze forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to fold forward. And then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Connect the palms to the palms. Close down the eyes and just take a moment. Standing still. Notice whatever is alive for you in your body right now. Checking in with you at this moment in time. Beautiful. Together, we'll take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Release the hands. You can gently open the eyes. And let's continue to find strength. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to your high plank. Optional vinyasa or meet in your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your right leg nice and high. Exhale, squeeze the knee towards the nose and step the foot in between the hands. Okay, I want you this time to plant your left foot down, toes 45 degrees, and just create a little bit of space between the front heel and the back heel so they're slightly train tracked. Bring a bend into the right knee, and as you inhale, reach the arms up to your warrior one pose. Beautiful. So here again, we're working to square the hips towards the front of the mat, square the shoulders towards the front of the mat. And I like to press into the outer edge of my back foot, the pinky side, to try and actively send that hip and the shoulder forward. We're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. Tucking the tailbone in, bend into the front knee. For 2, feeling nice and strong in your warrior stance. Beautiful, yogis. On the inhale, reach your fingertips nice and high. And then on the exhale, you can release your hands behind the back and clasp your hands together. If you can press your palms together, this is going to be more of an opening through the shoulders. But if you separate the palms, it's still a great option to open the shoulders. Inhale to open the chest, reach the chest, the heart towards the ceiling, and then exhale, fold forward into your humble warrior. So my right shoulder is coming to the inside of the right knee. The crown of the head is dripping towards the mat. We're going to have 5 breaths here. And I want you to notice as you're folding over your own internal organs, how does it feel to breathe? When you're in a position where you're asked to be humble and to surrender, how does it feel to breathe? Can you let go? Can you let go but still maintain strength and stability through the legs? One more full round of breath here. Beautiful, yogis. And then you can release your hands, reach your arms beside you and up. Come all the way up and pivot on the back toes, lift the back heel up off the mat. So you're in a standing crescent lunge. We're going to move towards a warrior 3. So start to bring the weight forward into the front leg. You can keep your arms extended out in front or bring your palms to prayer. Become light in the left leg. And then press the chest forward, fold your body into a T. Nice and strong, standing sturdy. If you fall, come back in because we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. That's it, yogis. Keep the breath strong, keep the stability, and remember falling is part of the practice. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Gently step the left foot all the way back. Find your crescent lunge. Nice burnie in the front leg. Reach both arms up. And then as you exhale, take your hands down to the inside of the right foot. You can step your right foot out a little. And if it feels good, you can lower the left leg down and find your variation of your lizard pose. So I draw my shoulders forward. I'm going to keep my left leg down because I'm hot enough, but if you want to activate more, you can lift the left knee up. And if you want to go even further, you can come down onto your forearms. Beautiful, yogis. If you're on your forearms, lift up. Onto your hands. Lift the back knee off the mat and then transfer the back toes so they're pointing towards a 45-degree angle. And then cycle the arms all the way up. Pause in your warrior 2 legs and then rotate the right foot so that it's parallel. Your feet are parallel, your stance is wide. Hands to hips. Inhale to open the chest. And then exhale, fold forward. You can release your hands so they press onto the mat and draw the crown of the head long. So a lot of the time we try and hold on and hold tension through the neck by drawing the chin forward, but actively tuck your chin. Almost like you're feeling a magnet between the crown of the head and the mat. And we're going to stay here for 3 full breaths. Beautiful, yogis. On your next inhale, lift up onto the fingertips and draw the spine nice and long. Crown of the head comes up parallel. And then as you exhale, hands to hips and come all the way up to standing. Beautiful. From here, pivot the right foot forward, come up onto the ball of the back toes, and you can cartwheel the hands either side of the right foot. Step the right foot back to find a high plank. Absolutely optional vinyasa. Move to your body's need this morning. Take a breath and take a moment of gratitude that we have 2 working legs and we get to balance this on the other side. Okay, on your next inhale, lift your left heel nice and high. Exhale, squeeze the knee towards the nose and then step your left foot forward. Again, inch it up as much as you need. Step it towards the top of the mat. This time the right heel is going to come down. Right big toe points towards the top right corner of the mat. A little gap between the front heel and the back heel. And then you can inhale and reach your arms forward and up. Find your warrior 1 and sink in. Again, here, the biggest challenge with this pose, and I really think Warrior 1 is one of the strongest but most challenging poses in the yoga asana, is because it's really, really hard, or it can feel hard, to square the hips, square the shoulders, and maintain integrity. So keep working towards this by pressing into the outer edge of the back foot, the pinky side edge, and that helps you to rotate the hips square. And then let the shoulders be down away from the ears so there's a sense of ease, but your arms are pressing up, nice and firm, elbows straight, palms face towards each other. And just for 2 more breaths, really embody that warrior-like strength. Inhale, fingertips nice and high, reach up. Exhale, release your hands behind your back and clasp your hands in the other direction. In the other direction, put the other pinky on top. So the way that's not your natural habit. Again, press the palms together if that feels okay, and inhale to open the chest, gaze up. Exhale as you fold, fold, fold forward. Left shoulder comes to the inside of the left knee, crown of the head towards the mat. 5 breaths in your humble warrior. Maintain integrity through the legs, maintain that strength. And breathe into your body, and again, just notice how it feels. It's not always easy to breathe when you're pressed like this. Two more full rounds of breath, yogis. You're doing great. On your next inhale, you can release the hands. Reach the fingertips down, forward, and then up, and come up onto the ball of the back leg, so you're in your crescent lunge. Again, we'll make our way forward to the warrior 3 stance. So you can keep your arms extended nice and high, or bring your palms to your palms in Anjali Mudra. Start to draw the weight forward into your left leg. And then the right leg becomes light, and you make a T-like shape with your body. We'll stay for 5 breaths, and with gentle awareness, notice whether one side is more balanced than the other. With a sense of playfulness, if you fall, come back in, because falling is definitely part of this practice. And if you have your balance today, for these last 2 breaths, can you just stay completely still? Beautiful, yogis. As gracefully as you came in, come back out by stepping the right leg all the way back. And inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, you float the hands down inside of the left leg. Find your variation of your lizard pose. So you can inch the left foot out wide towards the left side of the mat. You can lower the right knee down and draw the shoulders forward. Maybe you find your forearms, maybe you don't. Again, often like it's easier to balance on one leg. It's often a lot more open on one side than the other. So just noticing that this morning too. Beautiful, yogis. 2 more full rounds of breath in your variation of your lizard. And then if you're on your forearms, start to make your way onto your hands. And you can curl the back toe and lift the back knee off the mat. Plant the right foot down so that it's parallel to the short edge of the mat, and then come up to your standing position, parallel the feet again. I'm going to turn to face you. So the feet are nice and wide, they're paralleled from each other. This time again, bring your hands behind the back and press the palms together. Inhale to open the chest, and exhale to fold, fold, fold forward. Let the hands sweep away from the tailbone towards the mat. And again, like there's that magnetic pull between the crown of the head and the earth. Your neck is long. We'll stay for 3 full breaths. Beautiful. As you inhale, you can start to lift the chest up and then come all the way up to standing. Release the hands. Turn your front toes to point towards the front of the room and come up onto the ball of the back foot. Place hands either side of the front foot. Step back to your high plank, optional for your last vinyasa of this morning's strength practice. And exhale to your downward facing dog. From your downward dog, find your knees. And then walk your hands up so that you are sitting upright. And then from here, you're going to make your way onto your hips. So start with the legs out nice and long and just give them a nice little shake. And then bring your left leg in towards your right thigh and send the right leg out nice and wide. So it's kind of like a wider than a V stance. With your right hand, the palm faces towards your face, and then you lay that palm face up on the inside of the right calf. Left arm from here can reach up and over. Active through the right toes, and maybe you reach your arm nice and long towards the toe. Chin can go up towards the ceiling. Feel the breath starting to slow in your body. On your next inhale, you can come all the way up. Take your left hand behind your left hip, and as you inhale, you're going to press up onto your left shin bone. Reach the right arm up overhead. And then as you exhale, lower the hips down. The arm comes out in front. Then take both hands behind you, bend both knees, and just windshield wiper the knees from right to left. Beautiful. And then coming through center. Let's set up for the other side. So the left knee is going to bend and the right knee bends. The right foot comes to the inside of the left inner calf. The left leg is out and long like a nice V. Palm of the left hand faces the face, and then you reach it down, palm face up to the inside of the left calf. Right arm reaches up. And again, you're trying to feel this really nice long lengthening through the right side of the body. So as much as you can, keep the right hip pressed into the mat. Beautiful, yogis. On your next inhale, reach the arm up. Take the right hand behind the right hip. And then as you inhale, press into your right shin bone, left arm reaches up behind. And then inhale, lower the hips down. Again, bending both knees and placing the feet out in front and just windshield wiper from right to left. And then from here, you'll make your way down onto your back. So you can bend the knees, reach the palms out in front, palms face up, and slowly engaging through the core, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Finding the figure of four pose, I want you to pick up your right foot and hook it over your left knee. So the left knee is bent, the left foot's on the mat. You can stay here to feel an opening through the right hip, or to go a little deeper, draw your left knee towards your chest. The foot can come off the mat. And you can take behind your left thigh to help draw that even closer. So releasing any tension through the upper body now. Let your shoulders be heavy and rest onto the mat. And again, notice if your face is holding on. Just let your face become heavy. Or you can release your left leg, let the left foot come down to the mat. Unhook the right, place the right foot down, and then come to your figure four on the other side. So the left ankle hooks over the right knee. And then find the level of variation you need for your hip right now on the left side. One more full round of breath here, yogis. And then if your right foot is lifted, you can release your right foot towards the mat. Unhook the left leg. And then take both knees and squeeze them in towards your chest. Just a few moments left before we find our final rest pose. So just take this time to make any final adjustments or moves to your body. I'll be taking a lay down supine twist. But if you feel like you need a happy baby, or legs up against the wall, whatever you need. If you're doing an asymmetrical pose like a twist, start to make your way towards the other side. then you can inhale and come back through center from whatever you're doing. And from here you can make your way onto your back, onto your Shavasana. So, legs out nice and wide, toes point away from each other. Palms face up, shoulders relaxed. Okay, and if you're practicing live, if you feel the urge to get up now and turn the video off to start moving on with the day, I really encourage you just to take a few moments just to lay back. Sometimes Shavasana is the hardest pose to get into, especially when we're practicing at home with no one else in the room to hold us accountable. But as important as it is to train our bodies to be strong, it is equally as important to train our bodies to be able to surrender. And if surrender is something that is challenging for you, like it is for most of us, just let yourself practice for these few moments and just really feel if there's any residual tension in your body. If you're holding anything that you don't need to hold, just let that go. Let your eyes be heavy. Let your jaw be heavy. Let yourself melt into the mat. And if you want to stay in your Shavasana a little longer, I can highly recommend this. But if you're ready to move on with the day ahead, you can start to bring some gentle movement into your fingers and your toes. And then on your next inhale, you can reach your arms up overhead, reach through the fingertips, point through the toes. And then you can make your way onto one side of the mat and just roll into a little ball. And then before you get up, just think about one thing that you're truly grateful for right now. With that general sense of gratitude and keeping the eyes closed, slowly make your way up. Find your seated position and bring your palms to your palms in front of your heart space. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to continue practicing with you, even though it is through a different platform than we're used to. And I'm super impressed by every individual's commitment to their practice and doing this on their own in their living room or wherever you are at home. So from my heart to yours, with deep sincerity, we can bow our heads and say namaste. Thank you, yogis. I hope you enjoyed practice, and reach out through media if you have any questions or want to chat.